Also, something else that's been rattling the markets, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg meeting with lawmakers today on Capitol Hill ahead of what is expected to be a fiery hearing tomorrow. Here now is Republican Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana. He is on the Judiciary Committee, which will be questioning Mr. Zuckerberg. Senator Kennedy, what most concerns you about what's going on with Facebook?
Well, I come in peace. I don't want to hurt Facebook. I don't want to regulate them half to death. But clearly, we have found that the digital promised land that Facebook committed to is not all milk and honey. Now, Facebook's motto has always been move fast and break things. Well, it did, and I want to know how to fix it. Mr. Zuckerberg is on the Hill today, a lobbying congressman. I'm not really interested in being lobbied. I'm interested in trying to fix the two problems that I think are at the forefront. Number one, the privacy problem, and number two, what I call the propagandist problem.
Well, let's deal with the first. We'll deal with propaganda, okay. But you asked a question earlier in an interview I saw you on where you said, who owns my data? And a lot of people would say, look, if you're putting all your data out there, it's a free-for-all. I mean, anybody who wants to pick it apart and take a certain piece of it and use it for advertising is free to do that, to which you would say what?
To which I would say, is it a knowing and conscious delivery of that data? I mean, look at the service agreement that Facebook has you sign. It would be helpful if they would write it in English as opposed to Swahili. It would be helpful if we could talk about, well, how about, do I have the right to erase my data? Or how about Facebook contact me before they want to sell my data?
But you know, trying to erase anything on the internet is pretty tough to do, right?
Yeah, it's part of the problem. I mean, just as best I can I'd like to just ask Mr. Zuckerberg, can you just tell me, John Kennedy, who owns my data? Or maybe put it another way, who in the Milky Way doesn't have my data?
Exactly.
Because apparently everybody does. And how did we get to this?
And maybe there's no answer, frankly. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not something that you can regulate into existence.
But there's another issue we need to talk about. We need to talk about the antitrust implications. I mean, is it in the public interest for Facebook to be able to buy up all its competitors? I want to know about Facebook's politics.
Yeah.
You know, much has been made about Cambridge Analytica, but I read a story today. I'll just read you what President Obama's media director said.
Well, I can do better than that, Senator, if you don't mind. We have a soundbite of that media director and what she said 3 years ago, and it didn't bother the media or the mainstream folks inside the Beltway. Let's play that soundbite and get the senator's reaction.
We were actually able to ingest the entire social network of the U.S. That's on Facebook, which is most people. Where this gets complicated is that freaks Facebook out, right? So they shut off the feature. Well, the Republicans never built an app to do that. So the data's out there. You can't take it back, right? So the Democrats have this information.
So this Obama official was saying this 3 years ago. Nobody seemed to care much back then. Was there any difference from what she was describing that had been done in the Obama reelection campaign and what the Trump campaign did?
We need to find out. But let me tell you what else Ms. Davison also said. This is her direct quote. Facebook, she ran the media part of President Obama's reelection. Facebook was surprised we were able to suck out the whole social graph, but they didn't stop us once they realized what we were doing. Quote, Facebook was very candid that they allowed us to do things they wouldn't have allowed someone else to do because they were on our side.
Right. So
accurate?
Senator, and I know a lot of other people would love to hear you ask Mark Zuckerberg a question related to that. Are you going to do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And finally, I got to quote to you a phrase that I know you're familiar with that Ronald Reagan said years ago. He said, the scariest 9 words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. That's what a lot of people are concerned about vis-a-vis these Facebook hearings, that all you guys are going to say, we politicians want to help the internet work better, and it may end up making it worse, to which you would respond what?
To which I would respond, I'm very sympathetic to that point of view. I don't want to regulate Facebook half to death. but I do want to know if Facebook has the ability to address this privacy problem and this propagandist problem, because I strongly suspect that both of those issues are too big for him. And I'm hoping that tomorrow Mr. Zuckerberg will not just spend his time, as his lawyer did, no disrespect, pulling things out of his orifices, but he'll talk frankly to us about the problems and how Facebook is going to fix them.
Well, if he talks about half as frankly as you do all the time, I think we'll all be well served. Senator John Kennedy, wonderful to see you again, sir. Thank you. Please come back and see us again.
Thank you.